Look at this. I got headphones on. I got a mic going. Baby.
If
Huh?
only people could see you now.
Hey, no video. We've gone through this before.
All right,
No
all right,
video.
all right. Welcome to This Commerce Life. This is a podcast aimed at small, medium entrepreneurs focused on commerce. I'm Phil, your host, and Kenny, your co-host, will join us as well. And we're going to talk to you about the world of retail and commerce and how things are changing in the world.
So I think it just buggers a whole ton of shit up, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, could be worse.
What do
So
you?
anyway, we're right now I'm on the iPad.
Okay.
Well, the computer's a Toshiba.
Okay.
It's a nice computer. It's one of those real thin, light ones.
Yeah.
But it's probably like 4 years old now. So I think it's just
Okay.
time to leave the building.
Okay.
Literally leave the building. Quite literally leave the building. Honestly, just so frustrating, man. Just so frustrating,
man. You know what? Like I was on a roll. I'm getting all this stuff done, and then you know when you have that moment when you push yourself just a little bit too far, you're like, I can do it, I can do it, and then how'd
that go for you?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's just wonderful. Like, and it's always the stupidest thing, right? You're just like in my case, it had nothing to do with me. I literally you know, from the summer, you know, that I bought a sedan, right? I bought a nice Hyundai Sonata. But the passenger side seat is way too low. Like they just built it too low. You know, and so what I did is I went out and they actually have these aftermarket, they're called seat risers. So it kind of bumps up the seat a couple of inches safely. And so, you know, they've got these great blocks that you put in, so it bumps it up. And so like, I'm looking at the videos going, this is like, I'm a handy guy. This is a piece of cake, you know, 40 minutes, I'm done and off we go. Right. Like, fuck, Kenny, like,
How are you stupid enough to think you can take a seat out of a car?
No, but it no, like I've done stuff like this. I do this stuff all the time, but it's always like it's the entrepreneur in me, right? Because you're literally like, I got 40 minutes before my next thing with Kenny. I think, you know, like I'm running home.
I think I can do this.
I can get this in. You know, like I'm on a roll. I just put to bed like a webinar and like I got articles done and I got all this shit done. So I start this fucking thing. I pull out these, like, you know, the seat's like half in now, right? And like before I came in here, I'm literally simmering, right? Because you know what, that feeling of like, son of a bitch, you piece of crap, like it's so simple to put back in. Why now, right? So anyway,
listen, I've been trying to get on the internet for 20 minutes. Okay, I got no nuts and bolts.
We are gonna be
I'd have no wiring
salty tonight.
I don't have to do anything. I just have to put a fucking button that says sign on. I've plugged it in. I've gone hardwired. I have given up on my laptop. I swear to God, my laptop is going out the window. You can put your car seat out the window too.
Oh no, mine's a car seat. Mine's the whole passenger seat. Like,
so what are you gonna do now? Though, why don't you just get some pillows?
I'm just gonna go finish it after this. Right? It's 2 bolts. I am not gonna be defeated by 2 bolts. Like it's not happening. Like the very worst is I admit defeat and I go back and I just put back in the original factory screws. Do you know what I mean? And I'm done.
Send it.
Right. So, but I'm just not like you know. You know me well enough.
Well, not just anger. No, it's just,
you know, by tomorrow morning, there won't be any seats in the car. I won't be able to drive the damn thing.
Exactly.
I've taken the whole thing apart, you know. Like,
oh, that's awesome.
Next podcast will maybe going, are there any mechanics on the show? Like, could anybody like ping me, please? Because in a rage, I took apart my car and now I can't drive it. So, yeah.
That's one way to kill the evening. That's awesome.
Just, you know, but I think it's the same thing, right? Because you literally like, I can do it. You know, like I've like this is in my.
But the thing is, you know what? If you calm down,
you know,
take a breath of air, and go back out, you will do it.
I just need to come in and talk to you. Like I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna be
take your 45 minutes, relax, go make a cup of tea, cup of coffee,
have
and
some
then go back at it. Exactly. By 9 o'clock, you're done.
Oh yeah.
That's it. Anyway, that's what'll happen, right? You'll be done. Yeah. Because what time is it now?
It's 7:30 for me.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just 12 hours ahead of you.
Yeah.
Exactly 12. So cool.
Man.
So how's things? What else is going on?
Oh my gosh. I'm doing a webinar with Interlocate tomorrow.
I saw that.
It's going to be about hacking the holidays, We think we're going to launch a webinar series called Keep Calm Retail On. And this is going to be the first one, hacking the holidays. And then we're going to do a bunch of other ones. So that's going to be
awesome.
really fun. Yeah, it's going to be really fun.
So give me the premise.
Yeah. So hacking the holidays is really, like we're into, for listeners, like we are into the most significant retail quarter of the year, right? Like this is holiday season. You started with back to school. You got Canadian Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. You got Black Friday in there. You got Cyber Monday. You got Christmas,
Boxing Week, Christmas sales,
Halloween, right? Like, so there's just like a million Boxing Day, right? So ours is all about, look, like you put the right plans in place. Here are the small things that you just need to like get through it. So one is inventory, right? So if you did the work behind inventory, like if you made plans, you should have done inventory projections. Now work with your partners to make sure like you have enough inventory or you have a backup plan. If you run out of stock, which always happens, right? What's your backup plan to running out of stock? Like what can you merch in that place? What do you do to what do you do to kind of creatively make sure you're in the right space?
It just goes back to merchandising 101.
Yeah.
It really does. Whatever's done now is done.
Yeah.
Get shit on the floor.
Yeah.
Get it signed.
Yeah.
And sell.
Yeah.
And when you start running out of stuff, if you can't get any more, put something else there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Use your head. You've got inventory.
Yeah.
If you run out of something that's hot, you know what? Sometimes you miss it. If you can buy more, buy. If not, just shut up, move on. Next product, and just keep filling the spaces. Well, because what it's like. They'll forget about that. People just panic.
They totally will.
Signage, signage, pricing. Just tell me what the price is so I can buy it.
Yeah.
Simple.
And then I think the other one that's really big in there for us is we've said like, because a lot of buyers, a lot of brand managers, a lot of key account guys, you build the plan in your head and you forget to share it with teams. Do you know?
Exactly.
Or you send an email.
Get your field crews out there.
Like an email is enough. It's not.
No, follow up.
To over communicate on everything.
Yeah,
lay out the plan somewhere so people see it. Follow up with teams, right? Like make sure that your store staff is like they're engaged, they're happy, they're feeling festive, right? Like now is the time if you wanted to give out little gifts that make people feel good. Now is the time because it gets them geared up for the toughest semester, that we have in retail, right? So that's another one, and then the last one is competitive, right? Like keep an eye on what your competitors are doing. You might not be able to do anything about it this year, but you'll know a hell of a lot for next year. Because somebody always kicks your ass at merchandising, always, right? Like somebody does a better store, they decorate it nicer, they have they've done something creative. You're always going to learn from somebody else. Even if you were the best in the market at it, you're going to learn from somebody else. So now is the time to hire some students, go out and like take pictures of everybody else, figure out what everybody else is doing, right? So next year you're better at it. So
we used to tell the stores that even when we were in the stores, or it's just busy. It's not complicated. It's just busy. Right. And it's even different today. It's not busy like you used to be in the sense that it's so spread out. Like you're busy from now until the end of December. But it's a more linear busy than it used to be when we used to spike like crazy. Right. Really and truly, all the most merchants just have to do is get the shit on the floor. Sign it, but use your head. Don't start thinking basket. So if you're a grocer, put the wing of nuts if that's what your market's good with, but put something else beside it. Maybe put not a bag of crappy chips, but a better bag or whatever it is. Like see if you can build, like if you looked at your ends, if you looked at your aisles, your stacks, would you buy more than just what you thought you would come in for? Just walk it. Like, so if you think to yourself, say, listen, my customers are only coming in for milk and butter today. But if I interrupt them with a very seasonal Thanksgiving, Halloween, whatever the stack is, do I think I can steal another $5-10 out of them? And that's all you're trying to do. And really, I mean, honestly, it's not rocket science. Just take a breath of air, put it on the floor, sign it.
And then
please put a price.
I think the bonus round.
I can't buy otherwise.
I think the bonus round to all of that is, if you've done all of that, you're kind of listening to us. You're going, is that it? It's almost it, right? And then the last thing is
now it's tweaking.
And then the last thing is tweaking, and then like go and find all your dead inventory. right? Like we were all
Absolutely.
content with like things that won't sell. Things are like,
Absolutely.
now is your time. You know, you take Kenny's merchandise idea and you basket it with things that you can't sell.
Yeah.
At this time of year, every shopper is emotionally compromised, right? All they're looking for is sentimentality. They're looking for great deals. So you basket something that's going to sit around for another 3 months and like throw it in for free, throw it in for half price, you know, as a bonus thing.
Yeah. Get your
Oh my
red
God.
pen
Now
out
you're
and
moving
move
like
it.
old inventory and you're moving,
Absolutely.
you know, now you've got a basket purchase, you're clearing old
Yeah.
inventory. It's like bonus on bonus, right?
You know, there was a reason in
Yeah.
the old days. I mean, I'm not saying we have to do this and you want to do old days, but there was a reason
Yeah.
we used to do Christmas in July.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you might be surprised that you can actually sell coolers in December in
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I'm not thinking of anything at this point.
Yeah.
I just want to buy stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, and I'm not saying to do this. I mean, you got to be realistic. Let's say
Yeah.
you do have 6 coolers left in the back. Instead of waiting for next May, put them out in November and Black Friday. You might be shocked that someone says, you know what, shit,
Yeah.
that's a really good deal.
Yeah.
They're in a spending mode anyway.
Yeah.
Like money is leaving the fingers. Like it's
Yeah.
not like anybody's hanging on tight.
Mm.
You might actually sell you might sell a summer umbrella. Yeah, I'm not saying fill the store with summer, but I like your idea. Go to the back. You might find some off-seasonal stuff that you might actually be able to sell.
If you're just a consumer, that's a great tip. Reverse the other way.
Great time to buy stuff.
It is great time to buy stuff. Like while you're watching them pack stuff up, what you want to do is like if you go in and you're looking like let's say so I helped a buddy buy a barbecue last year, and he was like, I want to go buy barbecue. Like, look, can you wait till the end of the year? And he goes, yeah, I'll wait. So by August, they're clearing out barbecues, right? And I said, do you want to buy one?
By August,
And,
they're really on full tilt.
yeah. And he's like, no. You know, we can wait. So we go back the next week, and it's gone. It's off the floor, right? Now he's like, oh my God, I missed my chance. I go, no, you didn't miss anything. He goes, what are you talking about? I go, just trust me. So we find the manager of the store, and he says, what are you doing? And I go, look, just trust me, right? Like, so I go to the manager, and the manager isn't there, right? So I go, all right, I'm looking for this barbecue, and the employee's like, we packed those up. They're at the back somewhere. They're not for sale anymore. I go, when's the manager coming back? 15 minutes on coffee break. Okay, we'll wait. So the manager gets back, and I go to the manager. I go, do you have any more barbecues? And he goes, well, we packed them up. I go, listen, like, if you want to give us like 20% off, we will take we're looking for this model. If you've got it somewhere, we will take it if you give us an extra 20% off. And he's like, I don't know. I go, listen, like, at this point, you're keeping it now till next spring.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that? Like, what does it cost you to keep it till next spring? And
let's say it's 2% a month.
Yeah, right. So
Humor
he's
yourself.
doing the math. He's going, oh, and I go, look, like, so if it's not 20, make me an offer, right? And he was like,
yeah,
I'll give you 10% off of whatever the last sale price was, right? It was already like 20% off, right? So I'm like, great, we'll take it. You know, now you cleared yourself some rack room at the back, right? Like, we're happy.
Yeah, you brought some cash flow.
You know, you brought some cash flow back, right? So if you're a consumer, wait till they put it on the shelf and then go. Wait till they wheel it back to the warehouse at the back, and then show up and go, listen, like, I will take it off your hands. You don't gotta like lift it up onto a rack anywhere. You don't gotta store it and track it and hope it doesn't get broken over the winter. Like, I'll buy it now, but give me a percentage off of your last sale price and I'll take it, you know, like.
And I think if you're small retailers, because that's probably who we have more of an audience for. If you're a small retailer, if you have that one barbecue left, really sit back and think, do you want to pack that and put it in the back room for the next 6 months?
Yeah.
Or is it better off to get your red pen out and hammer the hell out of it? Just get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's going to get damaged. Parts are going to get lost. Guaranteed something's going to go sideways.
Yeah.
Move it out.
Yeah.
Move it out. You know, again, if you're talking a pallet of something, of beach balls, you know what? You might have overbought and it's shit luck. But you know what I'd probably still do? I know, stupid, right? And again, if you have the room, etc. But beach balls will sell in November, December. You know why? It's a toy.
Yeah.
Now, it's not that I want to take away from an $80 Lego.
Yeah.
But I just like selling shit, and I'm with you. Like, I think at this time of year, especially now, more than like in the old days, Christmas was more or less, say, December 14th to about Jan 31st, right? Because you had Boxing Week. It's not that way anymore. Black Friday's pushed it so much forward. If anything, now it's pre-Black Friday. So really, Christmas starts. I mean, Costco's even forced this. If you look at Christmas, probably really starts in most people's heads October 1,
Yeah.
Canadian Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Right around
So
the corner.
I tell you the truth, you'd be surprised what you can, like, to your point, and I
Yeah.
think it's valid. You'd be surprised what you can blow out.
Yeah.
Use your head, and especially if it's something that you just don't want to sit on, get the red pen out and move it,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? But really, the biggest thing, honestly, you know what? And at that point, signing. Put the barbecue out. Put down that it was
Yeah.
$2.99, and
Yeah.
it's $129.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
People like a deal,
Oh, they
right?
love
I'd
you.
rather do that than sit on
Yeah.
it.
No, totally. Like you like, and that's the thing, right? Is doing the math, right? Doing some retail math, figuring out what it'll
It's
cost you
not
to keep
rocket
it
science.
all winter, and then sell it for a little bit more than that, and you still made some money out of it, right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I think that's the only way. I mean, I agree with you. I think it's
yeah,
a no-brainer. I mean, and it's just small things. I remember when we were, I think, what did Dan and I do? Dan and I went to the closeout show in August.
okay,
I'm pretty sure it was the August one, and we bought lawnmowers.
okay,
Like, for a drugstore. I mean, seriously, that was insanity, right?
yeah.
I think we put them on. I think we put them on for Black Friday. Can anybody who's listening to this, if you're from the southern states, we're in Canada, man, okay? Like, shit, even in Vancouver, where you can cut a lawn, probably almost year round, really and truly, nobody's using a freaking lawnmower in Canada
You know what
after
Kenny did?
September.
Kenny put a little plow on the front of the lawnmower and sold them like snow blowers.
It's a good an adapter. Well, it's a blade. It still cuts up the snow, cuts up the grass. What's the difference? We got your stupid blocks. We raised it so that we can push the snow.
You put my damn blocks on the
That's
lawnmower.
funny. No, I'm pretty sure. I'm sure Dan and I did. I think we even bought. I think we had some hedge trimmers.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I can't remember. Like,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
just, it was silly things. And then before I left London, the last trip we were in at Canton Fair, I'm trying to remember all this.
Yeah.
As Dan and I were bullshitting, and he goes, "What do you think if we did like a summer catalog at Christmas? Not a catalog, full." I said, I think that's an awesome idea. And same logic we're talking about. So we actually went out. Well, I mean, Dan did it. I mean, I was just there more for I guess, sport, probably to help him out, moral support.
Yeah.
Yeah, really and truly. But we bought really and truly, we bought summer. Not a huge amount, but some just really cool shit. And I think we sold, because you know what? People are thinking, yeah, you know what? Not that I'm just left this season. Season's coming up in 3 months. That's a really cool item. That's a really cool Christmas gift. I think that would look great on Phil's deck.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes
So
sense.
yeah, don't get stuck into the same. It's all about chocolates and I don't know, whatever retailer you're in, or gifty stuff. It's amazing what you can sell at this time of year.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just and you're a retailer.
Yeah, good for you. That's a good webinar. That's smart.
So anyway, we're gonna do it. We're kind of excited to see what happens.
No, it's a great idea.
Yeah. So
great idea.
We'll see.
You'll have to make sure you push that when you do our little titles for this podcast.
I will.
Listen to Phil's webinar.
I know. Listen to Phil's webinar. Free plug for me.
Exactly. Hey, we plugged you today. Look at that.
We did. We plugged me today.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Good people.
And so the Linda Webb love-in continues. So listen, I met Linda Webb on Facebook because she messaged us. She was looking for a connection. So you'd be proud. So I connected her with Shnane.
I think she told me that.
So
and how good is that?
So Kenny's friend,
all works out.
And I introduced Kenny's friends to Kenny's friends. Like, it's amazing, right? So
that's fantastic.
But Linda Webb is a real hoot. So
she's fantastic. I mean, yeah. Well, it's like anything. I mean, if you like her, I'm gonna like her. If I like her, you're probably gonna like her.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So
and you've met Shnane now, right?
I've talked to her. I'm supposed to have coffee with her tomorrow morning.
Oh, so, okay. I can remember if it was.
Yeah.
I don't know what day we're on. That's fine, because I'm Friday already, right?
Yeah.
Right, on Friday morning.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I meet her Friday morning. So.
Okay, so you meet her today. You got to go.
Yeah.
It's almost 10 to 8.
Kenny's
on your side of the world.
Kenny's in the future right now, right? We're talking to the future. So
I'm tomorrow.
How does it look? Is the future bright over there, or what?
I'm looking out the window. It's Guangzhou, so basically it's pretty smoggy.
It's smoggy. Yeah,
it's pretty smoggy. But I'll tell you what, because you're Mr. Pet, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just found this out. So every other year, so it's Guangzhou, Shanghai,
Yeah.
back and forth. So Shanghai next year.
Yeah.
The person I'm with is a pet freak. So we're
Okay.
actually, I think we're going to do business together because we
Okay.
like each other. It's a
Yeah.
good fit.
Yeah.
So we'll do some stuff. But Super Zoo
Yeah.
is small
Yeah.
compared to this
Oh,
thing.
really? Oh, really? Okay.
It's 7. Okay, less aquarium.
Okay.
So less aquarium. It's 7 stadiums in essence. It's like 7 football fields,
What?
playing fields worth of pet, and then there's 5 more of, because you've been to Canton Fair, right?
Yeah.
So you know how big Canton Fair is.
Yeah.
So if you go to Pet at Canton Fair, it's about a quarter to half of one segment, right?
Yeah.
So you've got 9.1, 9.2, 9.3, 9.4. That's
Yeah.
one floor
Yeah. Yeah.
on whatever building
Yeah.
B9.
Building.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So in a normal Canton Fair, half of 9.1 at max is pet.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is 13 9.1s.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and 7 of them are basically the stuff that you and I would like. And I'm not even talking skewed massively to food and treats. Like food and treats is probably 25-30%.
Yeah.
So
The rest
even
is
then,
gonna be
let's say
merch.
it's five
Yeah.
segments of just pet stuff. Like
Wow.
it's huge. I honestly, it's funny because when I'm comparing to Canton, I'm thinking, okay, well, whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
there's like 80,000 people apparently attend, like
Yeah.
Anaheim, and you're thinking,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
whatever. But then you're
Yeah.
thinking, man, this is like one category.
Holy shit.
This is
Yeah.
a big, yeah, it's big. It's big. Something you should consider for next year. We're thinking of maybe coming back.
Wow.
And doing Shanghai next year, even though I don't like
Yeah.
Shanghai. It's the size of this
Maybe.
is just
Maybe I'll
freaking
come
enormous.
just so we can
Yeah.
so we can podcast from there. Maybe do some
Oh, that'd be kind
visuals,
of fun.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. But
Seriously.
I probably should have done that too. But
Yeah.
you know what it's like. I was back
No.
in
No.
sort of
No. It's
buyer
okay.
mode.
It's kind of crazy.
I was
Right?
looking at stuff and trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
So actually, we
Yeah.
have a meeting this morning to go over
Yeah.
what we found. But wow, big, big, big.
Okay,
So
so
much
I'm
pet
gonna
stuff.
try and figure out how do I explain this. So, Super Zoo or Global Pet are the 2 biggest North American shows. There's Interzoo in Europe, and it would be
What's the
like
one I do in Vegas? That's Super Zoo, right?
that's Super Zoo, and
Yeah.
it's basically
It's
the
big.
entire conference center of the crap. What's the hotel?
At the Vegas convention center. What's at the not the Sand, not the
The
Venetian.
Mirage? No,
No.
it's
Well, the last time I went, I
it's
thought it
where
was
they
down
had
by
the
the old
shooting.
Hilton.
No, it's where they had the shooting.
that's right. It's at
Um,
Mandalay.
Mandalay,
No,
Mandalay Bay.
it's
Yeah,
at
Mandalay
Mandalay.
Bay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and the Mandalay, like, I
It's a
don't know.
big freaking
Yeah,
facility.
it's large. Like, I would take any football stadium you can think of. So American football or like a European stadium, really.
Yeah.
Right, and
The pitch,
like
it's
an
just the
American,
pitch.
yeah, the American football stadium. The pitch, you'd be looking at like 6 or 7 of those for Super Zoo, I think.
Is it that big?
Right? It's close, maybe 5, somewhere in there. But then that makes Guangzhou like 10 or 12 pitches,
Yeah, I would say
right?
it felt
Something like
like,
that. Like,
honestly,
yeah,
I think it felt to me, just in the portions we did, at least double.
okay, yeah,
Probably
yeah,
almost triple.
yeah,
Like it's that big.
yeah. But yeah, so I mean, so you're looking at
Yeah.
you're looking at, yeah.
It's
Anyway,
stupid.
that's craziness. It's craziness.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's just a
Yeah,
big,
yeah.
it's a big show. I mean, it's a big show.
Wow.
So next year it's in November in Shanghai.
Okay.
I don't know
Okay.
when in November, but it's in November in Shanghai.
November in Shanghai. All right. We're gonna have to
So
figure
there you
that
go.
out. Yeah.
No, we got lots of time.
I'm doing the opposite to you. I'm going to Pet Connections Expo in Philadelphia. Next week I'm driving down. It's like a 6
It's like a regional
drive. Yeah, it's a regional and it's tiny. They're doing amazing things, but it's tiny compared to what you're doing.
Yeah, but this is stupid, right? I mean, even Super Zoo is stupid. Come on, seriously.
No,
But
yeah,
a
yeah,
regional
yeah.
one is
Super
probably
Zoo,
still pretty good.
Gumball.
Like even the regional
Yeah,
we have in Vancouver,
yeah.
that's got to be like, I don't know, maybe 200 tables or whatever. That's
Yeah.
a good sized show.
No, it's enough to get business done, right? Like that's what you want, right? So
Yeah,
you're making some connections. Everybody's fresh still. You remember almost everybody you meet at that show.
yeah.
The problem with Global and Super Zoo and the Guangzhou one is you have no idea who you met, right? Like you can write as many things you want in the car. You can take a picture of
Uh,
the guy. You just
I
don't
don't remember.
remember, right? Like,
No,
yeah,
no. What you learn on the shows, like you try to take as many pictures and notes as you
yeah,
go because it's just a gong show.
yeah, yeah,
Like it's just too big. It's
yeah,
just too big. But
man,
anyway,
man.
I kept thinking of you. I think you would have enjoyed this one. It's just a cool show. There's a lot of cool stuff,
I
a lot
do
of
like my
cool
buying
ideas.
shows.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard to get that out of the system. Eh?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I do
No,
like.
I felt good too. I kind of felt, wow,
Yeah,
this feels good again.
yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
is kind of
So,
cool going
so
out
how long are
there
you
now.
there? You're there over the weekend too, or are you?
Yeah, we're here in Guangzhou till tomorrow morning, and we're back
Okay,
into Hong Kong until Monday,
okay,
and then
okay.
we
Got
fly
it.
back.
Nice. Oh, it's a
It's
long way to
funny,
go
right? You
for
know,
a
it's
week.
like you fly Monday night. We
Yeah,
leave Monday night and get home Monday afternoon.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So weird. So weird.
It's kind of bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
It's time changes are awesome.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Man, I remember that. I remember actually having to explain that to the kids, right? Even when I was coming home from the UK, right? You
Yeah,
go, you 12 hours, you come back. Like, what time do you leave? 8 a.m. What time do you arrive? 8 a.m. They're like,
yeah,
what? Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
that's kind of how it works, Like, yeah,
It's
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 pretty
it's
funny.
kind of funny, right? Because you do.
Yeah,
I mean, I think we're leaving at 7:30, and we get home at 4:30.
yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
3 hours before we left.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's amazing. You got to see the
That's
future
funny.
and come back. Check
Exactly.
lottery tickets before you leave. Then
Oh
maybe
shit!
that's
You
what
know
you
what I
got
got
to
to
do.
do is
Check
I got to
lottery
check
tickets.
my football.
Yeah, check
Got
football
fantasy football. I
scores,
got to see if I got to get. I got
and
to
then
get in
and
there.
then come back and then make bets on them. Can you do that?
I'm gonna have to take a look right now because I'm one of those losers that likes fantasy football. I'm one of those ones that the comedians all make fun of.
I
You know, because we have our teams. I
am.
like fantasy
You know
football. I
what?
don't care.
I had to
I
give it
like
up.
it.
I had to give up because I just get too fixated. And like
So
I'm a numbers guy, right? Like you're a numbers guy. So I get into all the numbers, I start doing projections, and then like when you're in Excel, like sky's the limit, right? I can build a macro for anything, right? So now I'm like, okay,
exactly.
let's yeah, no, and then I don't get anything else done, right? So it's just like I gotta I
Well, I
gotta
find it kind of
you know,
obsessive too, right? Especially if
yeah,
you start off the weekend well,
yeah,
because then I have to watch football all weekend,
yeah, 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 yeah,
right?
yeah,
If I get to like
yeah,
Sunday afternoon and I'm just a train wreck,
yeah,
unless the game's really good, I've
yeah.
lost interest right now because I'm just agitated.
Oh, or I'm pissed because what they did do was they ran all the plays with the wrong guys, right? Like
Well, that's just it, right?
like I thought it was going
Idiots.
to be a running game, and then they go and pass and everything, and like they're winning, they're up by 40 points. And like I don't care because you didn't use my guy at all, right? Like
And I could
son
have
of
told
a,
them because it's on my team.
yeah,
I have the team ready. I don't know
yeah,
why you're not following what the hell
yeah,
I'm doing.
yeah,
So
yeah.
anyway, we'll see what happens this week. I got one guy did not practice, and two guys did not practice. So I don't know what that means yet.
Oh man, oh
And
man.
because I'm traveling too, my time zones are all screwed up.
Oh
I don't want to
yeah,
I don't want to be the loser who has two guys not playing when I've got six guys on the bench that could play.
yeah.
I want to hear my son and his friends chirping.
I wanted to say hey to I'm gonna get it. I always get his name wrong, but Alex Apostolopoulos. Alex, I totally butchered that. I apologize. But he was a guy that I worked with at Hubba. He was a director of memberships there, and I haven't talked to him since like March, but he just sent me a note and he wants to chat, but he follows us and kind of keeps up with the podcast.
Oh,
So
it's nice. Thank us.
I
Thank
know.
you.
Yeah, thanks,
That's
Alex.
very nice of you.
Yeah, so I'm kind of
That's like
just
two now.
I know,
We know
right?
Linda listens and
Yeah,
Alex.
yeah, we're up to like 5. What are we at? Like
Yeah,
7?
we know our family doesn't listen,
I
so
know,
can't even
right?
throw them into the mix.
No, you can't. You
So
can't.
like we're like legit numbers now. We might be 10 people
We're
not
rolling.
related to us.
I know, I know.
Crazy shit, man.
I also have to tell you, so my kids have been hard at work taking apart all your stuff.
Good.
So for anyone who missed last episode, the the social media marketing class that I teach is all over Kenny's the Drive Coffee Bar and the Drive Coffee. And you know, we've been doing a social media audit. So they've been doing an audit. So we did the audit. We're actually building you a plan now. So
Cool.
we got some stuff we got to test, and then we got to figure out you know, how things work, and you know, what kind of messaging we want to test for you.
Okay.
So when you're back, we're going to run you by a plan and then start doing stuff. So
I think it's going to be cool. I think
yeah.
I'm hoping what they realize is that, quite frankly, we really don't know in a lot of places what we want it to be and what it's
Yeah.
going to be might be two different things.
Yeah.
And what they need to understand is that even as owners, I'm not I won't go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So quite frankly, if a millennial is not going to come to me, it's going to cost me a fortune. I'm not chasing them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll go where the money is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll go where we can make a viable business.
Yeah.
Because quite frankly, this is not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what it is.
Yeah. So it's really
we're
funny.
trying to fill that bar, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to fill in the
someone
blanks,
coffee.
right? Like, so Kenny and I talked to the class last week, and they had a lot of questions. They're really bright kids and they're really smart. But it is one of those where, you know, like, this is where, you know, academics and practical really kind of come together, right? Because I've said to them, you can recommend all sorts of things, right? But just keep in mind that, like, when you're a small business, you, like, there are a lot of balls to juggle, right? Like, and so you can recommend everything you want, but if they're not things that are going to generate him revenue and generate cash flow, all those sort of things, forget it.
Limited
Right?
interest.
Like control what you can control. And so it's funny, like, you know, they did come up with all sorts of things. There's like, why don't we do this? Why don't we rearrange the bar? And I was like, listen. Like, are you a marketing manager? Are you the general manager of the bar? And they're like, no, we're marketing managers. I go,
Let's
so
stay
in
with that.
what world does a marketing manager go into the bar and rearrange all the furniture?
No.
It's just not in your bailiwick, and you can't control it. You know, so what can we do that drives people to the door? And they're like, well, we can't guarantee. I go, look, if you drive them to the door and Kenny can't convert them, whose fault is
That's my problem.
right?
That's my problem.
That's Kenny and the bar's fault. That's not
my
your
fault. That's not theirs.
So the best thing that can happen here is we drive hordes of people to the door, and Kenny says, "Turn it off. Turn it off.
Yeah.
I can't. There's too many people.
Can't manage it
here. Like, I can't manage it. If that happens." I said, if that happens, you're all getting a job. Just trust me, okay? Like, that happens.
But that's what they need.
So, you know,
that's what they need to build their portfolio, right?
Yeah,
is they need a win. Their questions were all valid, but that's kind of why at the end I told them, I said, guys, listen, I'm telling you that we would like more millennials, and the reason is because we typically know they're going to spend a little bit more.
Yeah.
But you got to put it into context, and you need to come back to me and say, listen, the street you're on, with the demographics of your area and whatever's going on, you can't get these people, but you have a great core of regulars. And they could flip that. It could be the other way. I don't really care which way it goes. And and say, listen, because sometimes what you want and what you're going to get or what you're going to be successful at, and that's the thing they need to understand. Some things in business, it will change. I will not close the bar down because we're going to chase. We're not the person that I necessarily want in there at this moment. Then I would rather go back and say, okay, listen, if I can't get A, but I have B, how do we get more B?
Yeah.
Right. And maybe we have to take a look at it and say, okay, listen, in this particular product or this bar on this street, this is how we should do it. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty flexible. It's not, like I said, it's not.
Yeah.
It is what it is, right? But
yeah. No, yeah. So it's been.
I'm dying to see what they come up with.
Yeah, so far it's been a great planning session. They're on the right track. I've been, you know, kind of, and you know, I'm the guardrails, right? So I keep them from kind of losing their mind and redesigning your bar and redesigning your brands and.
Easy on the logo. We're not changing web pages.
Now,
those suggestions aren't invalid, and I have no problem hearing them. But I'm not going to go and spend $15,000 on logo design and web page and re-trademark because they think it's a cool idea. That is a very cool idea.
So what I said to them actually is, because one of the things that they've been kicking around is a rebrand. I said, you make Kenny enough money, he'll go and rebrand. Right. But you've got to lead him there, right? Like, you can't just go, hey, Kenny, you got to rebrand your stuff, right? Like, because that's the easy answer.
I could tell you that.
Everything, right? Like,
well, I can tell you that.
But you're dealt the hand you are, right? And if you want him to do it, make him if the hordes of people show up at his door, at some point he's going to go, okay, look, like the bar is rolling in it now, right? Like the bar is rolling and I got all this excess cash, and then we'd be like, Mr. Kenny, sir, we have a couple of suggestions that cost you a lot of money. Now would be a good time to implement them, right? Like,
Perfect.
but
Now we do it.
we got a legion.
But you're right,
right?
because
Like,
if they all say, well, you need to rebrand, well, shit, I can look at I can look at anybody who's struggling and say, well, you should rebrand.
Yeah. Like,
as opposed to saying, listen, with the brand you have, or the look you have, or whatever it is, this is what I think we should do.
Yeah.
And then you can ask me. So let's say that you said, okay, I'm looking at all this, and no matter how you do it, I think you're only going to get a demographic of from 65 to 75.
Yeah.
Then at that point, we go back to the group and say, guys, what do you want to do? Listen, we need to rebrand.
Yeah.
Because that's too narrow market. They're not in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's never going to work. That's fine.
You're gonna.
But you're right to come up with rebrand. Come on, guys. Give me better than that. I can tell you that too.
Yeah. So anyway,
I'm excited.
They're building some really cool stuff. So
that's awesome.
So we're gonna do it. And I bought some coffee. So I said, look, like we're gonna market the coffee.
You could just tell me. I could send it to you, right?
Whatever. No. Because part of this is I've challenged them to say, because one of the observations was, it seems kind of difficult to buy product. I go, so let's follow it, right? Follow the string, right? Like follow the string and try to buy the product. So let's try and buy it from the website. Let's try and buy it from Amazon.
I don't know if the website. I don't think the website functions right now.
Right. So
Shopify.
And that was part of it, right? And
because it got really expensive to ship.
Right, but that's part of it, right? Is they've got to be able to go through that. And so I said to them, so try it, click all the buttons, right? Like it's part of your job, right? Like if you're a mechanic, you go through the car, like every tick, you want to hear what that means. You want to hear, why is it making that sound, right? So in the same way as you're looking at the website, you're auditing everything, so we can come back and go, this is creaky, we can fix it. That's creaky, too expensive to fix, don't fix it. Right? Like all of those things, right? So yeah.
I think you need to let them know, like especially on the webpage, because I don't know where my buddy is at. One of our partners does, and I think he's been same thing. He's been swamped. Is that we did have Shopify. The challenge we were having is in order to be competitive and sell. We were just losing money. Right, because you can sell a bag of coffee for $13.99. What shipping do I charge you?
Yeah.
If I charge you $15 shipping, you know what? I still lost on shipping. That's the problem, right? Crazy. So you want to be reasonable, free shipping, but then you need to buy $35. At $35, if my cost of goods, let's say, is close to 18 on 3 bags, it's close, not there, but let's say it's close to that, and shipping is going to be to Toronto for 3 bags, probably about $21 or $22. We'll do the math. I just put 35 in the till and cost me 40 to get it out. So what do I care about Shopify now?
Makes no sense. Makes no sense.
I've lost money. That's why on Amazon you see it. Like if you buy it off Cardan, it's only in cases.
Okay.
Because I have to cover the shipping and Amazon fees. If you go to the FBA, you can do that because it's built in differently. But that's another thing I'd like to ask them. Let me know. I mean, so is the web page where people really want to buy? Is Amazon good enough? Can we push more people to London Drugs? London Drugs carries it. Yeah.
Where else does it go? It goes to London, and then where else?
It goes to London. It goes to independents all over BC. But it's doesn't have massive distribution either, right?
Okay.
But I mean, there's definitively London has the ability to sell online, and I'd have no issue pushing it to London Drugs. Like zero. Why would I?
Yeah. Right? Why not? Yeah.
I'd rather leverage their, London Drugs, but I'd rather leverage their webpage and have them deal with the shipping and shit than me.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
And if anything, they go buy if they buy my coffee, they might buy a ton of other stuff for London Drugs. London Drugs doesn't lose.
Yeah.
And again, I'd rather support a Canadian company and a company I came from. So what the hell do I care? Light it up.
Yeah.
We don't push them to London, push them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. Anyway, so they're building.
That's awesome.
Pretty exciting. Yeah.
Actually, I'd love that. I'd love to be able to go into London Drugs in a month or two and say, listen, have you noticed a spike in online sales in the coffee? Here's why. We've been pushing people because even if I can't get more listings in store, I'll take online listings in because we actually know that it's working.
Yeah. Drive awareness right to London Drugs doorstep. Buy it here.
Yeah. And then hopefully buy a bunch of other shit from them too.
Yeah. Love it. Love it.
That's cool. I'm dying to see what the kids come up with. I think that's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
They seem like they're, again, you could tell, like the only thing, like that's why toward the end I kind of thought, okay, I gotta rein this back in. You guys,
Yeah.
What I'm telling you I want, you may look at me and say,
Yeah.
you can't get it.
Yeah.
No problem. Tell me
Yeah.
what I can get. Tell
Yeah.
me what you think.
Yeah.
And then if it's a direction that we say, yeah, you know what, we're okay chasing Gen X and sort of early baby boomer because
Yeah.
I've got 20-year run on them.
Yeah.
Okay, light it up.
Yeah.
If you're telling me a millennial's never going to come in unless I put butter in my coffee, I'm not fucking doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't give
Yeah.
a shit what a millennial wants. If they want,
Yeah.
avocados mixed into their coffee beans, I'm not interested. We're a coffee bar. You
Yeah.
can go get that shit somewhere else. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
doing all that crap.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't believe it. I
Yeah.
don't like it. I don't care.
Yeah.
So help me get the people that are going to be more like
Yeah.
us,
Yeah.
and that's where we want to be. Because
Yeah.
some things we're not going to bend.
Yeah.
I'm not changing the coffee or those stupid roasts. It's dumb
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
No,
I
I
know
got
there's
you.
people that do
I
it.
got
They can
you.
go other places to get it. They don't need
Yeah.
to come to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
That's my rant.
No, I love it. No, but it's right, right? Like, I mean, that's the thing is, the beauty of this is teaching these kids, like, when do you learn what is something that's sacred or important to an owner, and then when do you learn to tell them the truth, right? Which is like, this is not working. We've got to do something different, right? Like,
If
all
you
of
want
that
this,
stuff,
you
right?
have to do this.
Yeah, 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 and kind of
Like you
learning
can get to that
all
point,
those
but
things,
you got
right?
to.
So,
That's
yeah,
it. But you got to get to that
yeah,
point. You got to first
yeah,
understand. That's why, and I know because it's a typical. Well, we all did it. What you need to rebrand or you need to change this, and you're thinking, oh, you guys,
yeah,
walk me
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Don't tell me the
yeah.
easy thing,
Yeah.
right?
You need to tear down
Sure.
the bar and rebuild it from
Yeah.
scratch. Oh yeah, of
Everybody
course.
could see we could
You should double the size of your
rebrand.
coffee
It's
bar. Of
the easiest one.
course,
Absolutely. You know
You
what we should
should
do?
play these numbers
If
for
you
the
open
lottery
100
too,
coffee bars, you could be better. Sure.
Yeah, I could.
Well,
And I'll build an app.
2 of them. But again, you know what? It's not
Yeah.
necessarily the wrong idea, but you got to put it in
No, yeah.
perspective, right?
All right, that's the end of this Commerce Life. We'll be back soon with the next episode. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Subscribe, like us, join us, share us, tell your friends about us. And we hope to see you next time with more commerce news.